Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Campus Legends Basketball. Where before, towards the end of the video, it said 19 wins to 11 losses, and then I kind of backed out of it and came back into the saved, to make sure everything is working properly, and it has changed to 17 to 13. Um, and the new for 2026, the new top players are Jared Williams from Spokane, Maurice Watkins of Connecticut, Tempe State of Evan Solis, Panhandle Tech, Rodrigo Fletcher, and Murray Hunt from Joseph Smith. 93, 92, 92, 92, 91. Where we have Virginia, Kansas, and Lafayette, which is Purdue, at 83 apiece, and Spokane and Durham at 82 apiece. We need to do that. And our key players on this team is Steve Chapman from last year. He is now a 79 overall. Samson Murphy, who got injured towards the end of the year. He was a junior guard at 73 overall. Maurice Lawson, that is a junior center, is a 73 overall. And then Uriah Nelson, that is a freshman 72 guard. And we are a 70 overall. We were a 67 overall last season. We finished second overall within the season, but when it came to the conference, the tournament, we lost in the semifinal. As this is what's nice about the game, is we ended 68 overall. We were 67 at the beginning of the season, and we were a 2-star prestige that it saves each year that you play. So Quentin Sutton, guard, was the top player of our first year. We were 25-8, 15-5 in the conference. We were not selected in the national tournament as we did not win the conference tournament to get into it. Sometimes you could get a high bid, which maybe I thought is a possibility of 25-8, but there are obviously better teams and conferences, and with and we were good on the schedule. We kind of changed everything in the last episode of Jacksonville, but I don't think it's saved. So I will switch it back again. Which Wisconsin is available, so we'll switch it to that date. Kind of made it where it was kind of similar. I forgot what colleges I switched it to begin with, but we will change it to similar of what I would have picked. Maybe do Charlotte Presbyterian. And it doesn't matter if they're 65 and we're 70. Like, they could still simulate better than us. So Michigan, we will change to Dover State. All right, so, and it's going to change our overall if win losses too, which is probably going to predict of them wanting us to be. Now it's 21-9, so it could be different each time. So if we go there, then they're, since we do have, we got Marquette, we got Wisconsin. I think there was another school maybe in Wisconsin. Well, Milwaukee's in our conference, so that'd probably be about it. So I was thinking of another school we could play that's in Wisconsin. But yeah, Marquette, Wisconsin, and Milwaukee. There's absolutely other schools, but they are D3 and D2 compared to D1. So, overview 83 at recruiting, training 78, defense 77, 77 on offense. So, within that, I'm not going to change anything. Redshirted Mike Payne and Thomas Wong. They are sophomores. They are forwards at 63 and 62. My kind of cutoff is like 65 overall. Kind of got rid of some forwards that were in the 50s and kind of moving up as we got 2 and 3 stars, or all 2 stars this recruiting class. But I'm trying to slowly build up. So the next season, we will kind of work at getting 1 3-star and then the rest 2s and try to build it up from there if they're interested in us, of course. So then that will do on ball offense. We're going to confirm real quick. So they have us top 4 for right now. Obviously, it's not definitive because of the overall and everything. We will see if there's anything that has changed. Not yet. Okay. So we will start with Jacksonville. With the Sunshine Conference, Jacksonville against us at the Horizon League. And we won 74-50. We have a field goal of 43.8%, 3-point 33.3, 57 free throw percentage, 47 total rebounds, 9 steals, 5 blocks, 17 turnovers, which is what we don't like to see, and 13 personal fouls. Our game leaders, Matthews with 12 points, Maurice Lawson with 7 total rebounds, and Uriah Nelson with 3 assists. We have Steve Chapman with 8, same as Murphy. Lawson had 10. Nelson had 6. Nigel had 12. 8 for Sutton. 5 for Andre Collins. Webb with 5. 12 for Murray. And Elliott Sutton with 0. So we do have one more player that's not on the court overall, but we kind of do like an 8-man rotation. I really don't futz with it. Once I've futz with it in a sim or two, it kind of just made it wonky, so I just to not touch anything, and we'll kind of see if anything has happened, and so far nothing. Alright, so after 3 games, then I'll switch on what they're going to focus on. So we're going to go to St. Canisius, and we are 1-0. Not that it matters at this time being because it's non-conference, but we kind of need the 21 wins to 9 losses. And we won 88-72. So we had a 50.8 field goal percentage, 46.9 in a 3-point, 70 on 3 free throw, 28 total rebounds, 3 blocks, 11 steals, 9 turnovers, which is what we like to see, and 13 personal fouls. Our leaders are Matthews at 17, Chapman at 6 total rebounds, and Murphy with 4 assists. We'll go to GB. Chapman had 16, Murphy had 15, 9 for Lawson, 13 for Nelson. Matthews with 17, 4 for Sutton. Andre Collins with 2, Webb with 9, 3 for Murray, and 0 for Sutton. So there's that. And I'm just going to try and see if there's anything that is changing. And nothing is changing right now. So we will sim the Dover State. And hopefully we continue to win. We lost by 1. So 39.5 on the field goal, 81.2 free throw, 3-point was 32.5, 46 total rebounds, 0 blocks, 7 steals, 14 turnovers, which is what we don't like to see, and 14 personal foul. Matthews had 22, Murphy had 10 total rebounds, 4 assists from Chapman. Box score, 17 for Chapman, 15 for Murphy. Lawson had 11, 13 for Nelson. Matthews with 22. And then Sutton, Collins, and Sutton had nothing with 3 from Webb, and Murray with 5. So I don't know what kind of went wrong there, but inside kind of went up. We're up on the mid, and 3-point is going up, but inside is going down, but we're switching it to post offense right now, and Chapman's up to an 80, 74 for Murphy, 72 for Collins, so plus or minus here and there. So 65 for Foster White, 69 for Elliott Sutton and Murray. So it'll progress. Now we're going to Georgetown. They're 2-1 as well. So we will see what we will get. And we won 85-76, so by 9. We had 43.8 on the field goal. 3-point was 42.2. 100% on the free throw line, which is nice. Total rebounds of 32, 2 blocks, 7 steals, 11 turnovers, and 19 personal fouls. So Murphy had 23 and 6 assists. And then Lawson had 9 total rebounds. So Chapman had 14, Murphy had 23, 2 for Lawson, 18 for Nelson. Matthews had 17, and 2 for Sutton, 3 for Collins. Webb had 2, 4 for Murray, and the other Sutton had goose egg. There we go. And now we're facing the number 12 Wisconsin Badgers. Don't think we will upset them, but you never know. Yeah, they beat us pretty bad. We had 33.3, 35.7, 29 total rebounds, 87.5 on the free throw line. We had 7 for 8, 5 steals, 2 blocks, 23 personal fouls, and 21 turnovers. That's not what we like to see. Murphy had 3 assists, Lawson 8 total rebounds, and Nelson 14 points. So GB, 11 points for Chapman. Murphy was 7, 6 for Lawson, 14 for Nelson, 5 for Collins, 2 for Matthews and Webb, 3 for Elliott Sutton. Just finally scored some points. 0 for Murray, and 3 for the other Sutton as well. So that was our only kind of tough opponent. So we're 3-2. And we lost by 6. 35.9 on the field goal, 41 for 3-point, 81.8 for free throws, 35 total rebounds, 2 blocks, 10 steals, 15 turnovers, and 22 personal fouls. Nelson had 22, Murphy had 11, and Nelson had 4 assists. Sutton and Webb had nothing. 2 for Murray, 4 for the other Sutton, 6 for Collins, and then 15 for Matthews, 11 for Murphy, 22 for Nelson, Lawson with 5, and 15 for Chapman. So we will change our game plan there. Let's make it perimeter. Reports. Drop down. And a lot of stuff is dropped down, but it's gone up to a 63. We will go to Gulf Coast. Now we're working on perimeter offense as a training. We lost by 2. 49.2 field goal, 35.5 on 3-point, 57.9 on free throw, 34 total rebounds, 2 blocks, 5 steals, 15 turnovers, and 21 personal fouls. Nelson 22 points, Lawson with 12 total rebounds, and Murphy with 5 assists. So 13 for Murphy, 12 for Lawson, 22 for Nelson, 8 for Matthews, 17 for Chapman, 0 for Sutton, and 2 for Collins and Webb, and Murray was 4. So going to Marquette, 3 and 4. We won by 6. Beat Marquette by 6, so we had 43.8 field goal, 3-point, 33.3, 40 total rebounds, 76 on the free throw, 8 steals, 1 block, 10 turnovers, and 14 personal fouls. Nelson with 18, Lawson with 7, and Murphy with 5. And what's nice within this team, it kind of they spread the ball a decent amount, so it's not like just one player doing it all. So 14 for Chapman, Murphy with 9, 11 with Lawson, 18 for Nelson, 10 for Matthews, Sutton with 7, 4 with Collins, 5 with Webb, 2 for Murray, and Sutton with 6. Kind of look at this. I guess these guys possibly could, but I ain't trying to push it with yeah, I'm just gonna let it do its own thing. And that was the first game with the new stuff. So we're going to Riverside Baptist. Both 4 and 4. Lost by a little bit. 34.5 on the field goal, 27.6, 62.1 on the percentages, 33 total rebounds, 3 blocks, 5 steals, 17 turnovers, and 19 personal fouls. Matthews with 20, Lawson with 11 total rebounds, Nelson with 2 assists. So we had 4 for Murphy, 10 for Lawson, 20 for Matthews, Chapman with 11, 3 for Nelson. 5 for Collins, 8 for Sutton, 0 for Webb, 1 for Murray, and 2 for Sutton. And Charlotte is our next opponent. We got a foot sprain. So maybe Omar McDaniel will be getting in some playtime now. We are 5-5. Got 106 points. 56.7 on the field goals. 3-point is 46.3, 73.3 on the percentages, respectively. Total rebounds of 38. 3 blocks, 7 steals, 13 turnovers, and 23 personal fouls. Nelson with 28 points, Lawson with 8 total rebounds, and Murphy with 5 assists. So 13 for Chapman, 5 for Murphy, 3 for Lawson, 28 for Nelson, 12 for Matthews, 14 for Sutton, 8 for Collins. Webb had 10, 7 for Murray, and 6 for Sutton. And seems to be the overall is working. That by changing it up a bit and stuff like that not all of them are staying, consistent on going downwards. So, like, Chapman's back up to an 80. Right, Nelson is now 73, 72 for Sutton and Matthews. Omar McDaniel's now 69. Stuff like that. Like, yeah, they're going to lose, but they're also going to gain it back too, so I ain't too worried about it. So, and it's conference. So, within that will be in the next video. So, as part of kind of the halfway point of Nelson, Ryan Nelson has 15.7 points per game. Lawson has 8.3 rebounds per game. Sampson with 1.6 steals and 3.5 assists per game. And Chapman has the 0.5 blocks. So we are 11th in points per game, 30th in the rebounds of 36.2, 12 assists of 79th, 7.4 steals with 49th, 93rd in 2.3 blocks, turnovers 14.2, which is something we really got to work on. Field goal percentage 43.4 with 169th, so that is something that needs to be worked on too. 3-point 38.2, 124th, and then MOV 2.4 with the 75th overall within the ranking. We're 5-5, so thought we would be a little bit better, maybe like 7-3. But overall, in general, I thought maybe these would not necessarily be easy opponents, but something we would manageably win. But obviously, the Wisconsin one was a gimme of not winning, but the rest of them. But we will take with what we can get and go into conference in the best way possible. The schedule, we started with Illinois Metropolitan. I think, honestly, it's the same way as it is last year, where we started with Illinois Metropolitan, then Fort Wayne, Brookings State, Minnesota Catholic, Colonial, Cleveland, Fargo, Fairborn, Indiana Lutheran, Detroit, and then kind of start up again. We only faced Detroit, North Kentucky once, so I know, and Milwaukee only once, so maybe not the same, but pretty darn close with starting with Illinois Metropolitan again. But I think it's just by random. So our Ryan Nelson, 15.7 points per game, is kind of the leader of the pack and stuff. So with the rotation, I would just change now with him being injured, this is going to change to 8. And this will change to 31, means 71 overall, 64, 70, and 66. There. That's what I would do. It's Webb starting out. Then you have 7'1" Jeremy, and with Omar McDaniel, he'll get some playing time, even though I have it set on auto, but overall, it doesn't really matter at this point. So all I care about is my players are progressing, and that's what it comes down to, is making sure that they are gaining overall and all that jazz. So seems to be working well, and so hopefully you appreciate this episode and have a good rest of your day.